Bulletcast for life.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Bulletcast, the only sports and recreational podcast that is simply just too sweet. Not only that, we are Pro Wrestling's elite podcast. I'm your host, Philip Antoine. I'm the pod father. I got the villain club. I got the Canadian Destroyer Brandon in the building.
Hello.
I got the California Kid Mitchell. Let's get into this unbelievable, lethal dose of this performance-enhancing audio. Let's start with some of the biggest news in pro wrestling. Y2J disses Kenny Omega. Thoughts?
It's all one big giant work
It isn't work.
That's what Jericho does.
to build up a match at his cruise.
Or
It's going to be at his cruise.
I'm gonna go with conspiracy theory since the Kennedy files got released yesterday. Could it be a big old work that leads Vince McMahon to picking up Kenny Omega, picking up the Bucks, and bringing Cody back in?
Probably not.
When do those contracts expire?
Like next year, but that's going to take a long time till this happens.
I mean,
And you're doing it now. Why don't you do it?
I mean, you could start building it now, but I'm gonna say no, just because I think the Bucks have made it clear that they know they wouldn't get to do what they do in WWE, and I don't think they would. What makes them great would be censored there.
But you know, when you're mid 30s and you want to just make
Yeah,
the
when-
last run.
the Young Bucks are the old Bucks, maybe we'll see him in the WWE ring. Maybe Omega. Maybe Omega. He said that he would love to work with AJ again, and the only way that's happening is if he goes to.
I mean, Vince.
Big leagues, as
Performance
Jericho
Center.
says.
It is the big leagues. I mean, Vince has his eye on. He has his eye on this club.
Yeah,
But-
I mean he has to.
Cease and desist, you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the work angle where it leads to that. I mean, Vince, he has enough money. He'll offer him.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Quarter 3 financials came out. We can talk about that on the podcast.
oh man, you got the numbers?
Record high revenue.
You see?
I know.
Good for them. Good
Even
for
though that doesn't
WWE.
really mean anything because their TV deal has risen, which has no.
It's
nothing to
risen.
do-
It's
which
risen
has
their
nothing to
stock.
do with actually how the TV product is going because ratings
Yeah.
are going down.
It's risen their estate, risen their stock.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It's a girl. Shout out to the Miz and Maurice. They
Shout
found
out
out
to
it's
the-
a
shout out to the
it's a
Miz.
baby girl. Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Birdie Danielson versus Baby
Yeah.
Miz, WrestleMania 55. It's gonna happen.
It'll happen.
All right. Ronda Rousey, she officially starts training at the PC at the Performance Center.
Okay. Well, we'll see what you can do.
WrestleMania 34. It's gonna happen.
Oscar versus Charlotte. Rather see that.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, if she, like I said before, if she can't give me a couple hip tosses, some drop downs, some leak frogs, I don't know.
But if you want a mainstream, Asuka can't go to Sports Center and
True.
and do an interview.
No.
Charlotte can do that,
Well, yeah, Charlotte. Of course, Charlotte can do that.
unless Asuka just magically learns fantastic English in the next 6 months.
Hey,
I
man.
doubt it.
They managed to find the only female fighter in the world with worse acting than the majority of the WWE female wrestlers, though. So that will be fun.
We'll see. We will see. Guys, Enzo Amore is still not allowed in the WWE locker room.
He tweeted out today that he doesn't care and he has his own locker room now, and it's him standing in front of a club.
God, Enzo, he's
Maybe just get his own bus, because apparently he's making so much money, like what he says in his promos.
Yeah.
no. But the reason for this is before TLC happened, they had a house show,
Mhm.
and this is when Kalisto was still champion.
Mhm.
He says, "I made Neville walk out, and I'm gonna beat you on Sunday." So that pissed off VKM.
Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I couldn't care less what the boys in the locker room think of Enzo. If any other company did this, it would be considered harassment and bullying, and multiple people would be fired. But because it's wrestling, it's okay. I think that's bull.
It's wrestling.
Because it's wrestling, it's a harmless rib. I think it's bull.
It happens in sports too.
I couldn't. Well, but that doesn't make it okay.
I mean,
It's still wrong. If it happens in sports, even more so, it shouldn't happen in wrestling. Wrestling isn't a sport; it's entertainment. These are entertainers.
but they're
They shouldn't be. They shouldn't
it's
be allowed.
entertainment pretending to be a sport.
But they shouldn't be allowed to be dicks to each other and call it locker room politics and get away with.
But if Enzo's
kicking
being
someone
if
out of
Enzo's
locker
being
room
a
etiquette.
dick, if Enzo's being a dick, why can't they be a dick back to him?
You know what you do? You go and you talk to your boss, and the manager does his job. That's how a business works. But because it's wrestling, it's fine.
Could you imagine Vince McMahon?
Wrestlers are supposed to be outlaws. They're not supposed to toe the company line.
Could you imagine that?
You work for me, you gotta be tough, damn it.
It'd be pretty funny.
That'd be hilarious. I'd love
It'd be
to
hilarious.
see
I
Since
don't
we
know.
know Vince isn't at the house shows, you gotta go take it up with Arn Anderson.
that. Man, you gotta go take it up with You're right, Arn. I was gonna go like Finley or something. All right. Nia Jax is expected back
Good.
November 1st, which is this coming Wednesday.
Yeah, she's probably gonna be on their team.
Yeah, there were rumors saying that The Rock convinced her to walk out. I don't think Dwayne did that.
Alexa, for what it's worth, I know they're good friends. Alexa said it was just personal business she had to take care of, and that she's okay.
Little burnt out. Had to take a little leave of absence.
Maybe we'll see what happens on the newest season of Total Divas. Starts next week on
It does
Wednesday.
start.
On Wednesday.
When we start in our review podcast, when we start our Divas
I
review
mean,
podcast.
Total Bella's just ended. We can do a end of season review about it. Brie going through hell, doing the baby thing. 21 hours.
Doing the
of
baby thing, having the baby.
21 hours of labor, then she had to get a C-section because it wasn't coming out. She wanted to do a natural birth, but then she couldn't, so she had to get an epidural 9 hours in. I mean, we're doing it right now.
Yeah, there we go. That
There
was
you
the
go.
season finale, guys.
And spoiler alert, Nikki Bella gets engaged to John Cena.
Delightful.
Mhm.
In case you didn't watch
If
WrestleMania.
you didn't know that. And for some reason, Nikki had no clue. She thought he was just going to talk about her mom. His mom.
Anyway.
Anyways.
So
Total
Davey
Bellas.
Boy Smith Jr., the son of the legendary British Bulldog.
I've heard of him.
Never heard of him.
His name is whatever.
All right, so
What about him?
he saves a woman who was going to commit suicide by jumping off a bridge in Canada.
Good for him. Good
know.
for her.
Yeah, good for both of them.
Good for both of them.
Davey Boy, really saving lives out
Yeah.
here. A real lifesaver.
There's a famous guy, I can't remember his name, but he jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge and he survived. And he's very famous for his quote of saying that the minute that he stepped off of the ledge was the moment that he realized that every single problem he had in his life could be solved, except for the one he just made. So they say most people who jump regret it immediately upon jumping. So, good job, David Boy Jr.
Thank you, Davey Boy Jr. As the Canadians would say, he's such a beauty. I know you don't.
No comment.
No
No comment. No comment.
All right.
No profanities on the top of the script here.
No surprise here. Another person leaves Impact. Taryn Terrell.
And the crowd goes mild.
She used to be the ECW general manager. Remember Tiffany? All those years ago. Yeah.
Is she the one that looks like the chick from The Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
that's what I thought.
I'm not going to get into the whole Jeff Jarrett thing. We've talked about
Yeah.
Impact enough on this podcast.
He's checked himself into rehab.
He's checked himself into rehab. He showed up to an indie event drunk while he had a match, kind of like Victory Road 2011, Jeff Hardy, where he was stumbling all over the place.
Well, Jeff Hardy was on some worse things than alcohol.
He was on some worse
Fair.
things. But actually, I have audio of the meeting with Jeff Jarrett.
Scoops.
Delightful.
I was just the right guy at the right place at the right time. Let me say it one more time so you completely understand me.
Okay, we've all been there.
If you actually believe in your mind, if you actually think that I was just the right guy at the right place at the right time, well then you're a bigger delusional bastard than I thought you were, McMahon.
Delightful.
Okay, that was a long drop there.
Hey, man.
Sounds like me on the podcast trying to ramble and I just stumble over everything.
All right.
I'm not drunk. Sober.
It's okay.
As a gopher.
Yep.
Bars.
CM Punk, happy belated birthday. 39
birthday,
years
dog.
old yesterday.
See, Punk, you're getting old. You got to come back into the ring for.
Gotta
Before you look like the Undertaker.
Got to get that Legends contract. Come on.
to get that Legends contract. All right. Also, Cody Rhodes invites the McMahons.
Not just the McMahons.
Any
Anyone with the last name McMahon.
I might have to go change my last name.
They get 10% off their ticket if their last name is McMahon.
I mean,
With
this
valid ID.
Because the Bucks weren't willing to give free tickets away.
I mean, this is really interesting.
It's genius.
The Bullet Club, they invade San Antonio, and then
Mhm.
immediately NXT scrambles to get a championship match with special guest referee Shawn Michaels.
Mhm.
They have their eyes on the BC, on the Biz Cliz.
You know, as much as the war is going on, I believe that somewhere in
Yeah,
a closed
you see
room, Vince McMahon is looking at this stuff and he's smiling because he loves when people prove him wrong. Like he loves that. He loves when people challenge him. That's like one of
Yeah.
his things. So there's a part of him that's very happy for Cody, I
I
believe.
feel like after he bought out like ECW and WCW, he's been like bored for like the last 20
he's like,
years.
ooh, somebody's got some gonads here. They're
'Cause
they're,
he
they're,
saw
they're
TN
bringing it.
He saw TNA, he was like, there. He grunts a lot.
It's only TNA.
It's only TNA.
Oh God.
Nobody important
Down
ever
for
worked
Glory's
there.
coming up. We're gonna review that. No.
Is this 2009?
No, it's 2017. Down for Glory.
Nah.
Come on. Wow.
Feels like 10 years ago I'd care.
If there's one thing they're not bound for,
No love for Impact.
it's glory.
Exactly.
Impact Global. I don't know what they're called anymore.
Yeah.
Global Impact
Alright.
Fighting World.
With the owl.
we got some inside the ring news though. Ricochet becomes the new Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Heavyweight Champion.
Awesome. Great
Congratulations,
guy.
Prince Puma. Yep.
Spoiler alert, I was gonna get the DVDs and now you just ruined it for me.
I mean,
Also, he said he has stopped taking dates past February.
you see?
So he's going somewhere
Could
that
he be
requires a
going to
contract,
the big leagues?
as
NXT WrestleMania
Y2J
weekend.
would like to say.
We'll see. Jeff Cobb, he's the current APW Universal Champion.
Going up against Jack Swagger at the Cow
Yeah,
Palace.
but
Can't
also
wait for that.
he teamed up with Matt Riddle, and they are the new PWG
Awesome.
Tag Team Champions.
Dope.
Shout out to the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Matt
Love
Riddle.
Jeff Cobb. He's great.
Love Jeff Cobb. Yeah, he's a student of
You
the
know,
game.
I like Matt Riddle. There you go.
There we go.
Shout out.
We like both of them.
Like all these guys.
You know, not Trevor Lee or anything, but
I know.
we'll leave that there.
Jeff Cobb, a student of the game. But speaking of the game returned to the ring
He's back.
in Chile. Yeah,
Chile.
He
Chile.
looks as good as he always has.
He really does. And he had a little twerk session with the Day of New.
Delightful.
Yeah.
Also,
Wrestled Rusev.
congratulations to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. They just celebrated their anniversary. Saw it on Instagram. They were on a date.
Don't care.
Most powerful
Hey,
couple
they
in
are
the
a
business.
happy
Don't
couple.
Hey, whoa.
Don't
Hold
care.
on, hold on. We respect people like
Do you
that
hate
here.
love?
Stephanie McMahon said that. Well, like charity is the new form of making money and stuff like that. I'm just like Hulk Hogan. I can't say my words right now.
It's okay,
Sober as
man.
a gopher.
It's all right.
I think.
Rusev, he was spotted sporting some Usos gear. He actually looked pretty good.
He
not
looks
gonna
good.
lie.
Maybe we could get a new stable out of that.
Happy Rusev Day.
I'd be down. Every day is Rusev Day in my book.
Could you imagine the Usos doing those throwback promos that they do, and then saying Happy Rusev Day? That'd be pretty funny.
Happy Rusev Day.
Yeah.
It's good.
So guys, we've seen a lot of bad stipulations in the world of professional wrestling.
Yes, we have.
Anything WCW is number one already. Let's think Let's think
What
outside
about
the box.
War Games? Everyone loves War Games. That's WCW.
We just watched Fall Brawl '98. That was a real cluster.
But everyone
I only caught the last 5 minutes of it, but it was fun.
Yeah. All right. So guys, tell me, what is the worst wrestling stipulation besides anything WCW?
Well, you're really limiting me here.
I know.
You know, I don't like tables matches, especially
Really?
I feel like a tables match can be fun.
Get the tables?
Lately, they've been doing some stupid finishes, like what Big Show stepping through the table, and then
That was like
Becky,
5 years ago.
well, Becky Lynch barely falls through the table, and the match is over. Because they've used how many table spots do they do nowadays, and it just doesn't really end a match. So if it just
Tables matches?
falling through a table. You know what? I don't need your BS right now, Mitchell. Falling through a table, falling through a table. It's all right. I mean, or anything on a pole, but that's WCW. You took all my ammo banning WCW.
I got one. TNA, the King of the Mountain match.
How do you win it? I don't know what that is.
You don't unhook the title from the top. You have to climb up and hook the title on there. Yeah.
So you're all fighting over the title around. So everyone. So like, where does the title start? In the
So-
champion's hands?
It's a reverse ladder match.
Yeah, but plus somebody has to if you get pinned, you're inside, you have to go outside and wait in a cage for 90 seconds.
Okay, now you're adding. See, I could see a match of just 6 guys. The champion has the title over his shoulder, and then the match starts, and it's the first one to hang it up, and that's all there is. That could be interesting at least because the title is a weapon, and now the champion starts with a weapon, and no one else has a weapon. That could be interesting. You could have fun with that, especially if someone grabs the title and just chucks it onto the entryway, and now everyone has to get out and run to it. If I were the champion, I would just grab the title and immediately throw it over my head,
All right,
and then
Naito.
just let them run away and not have them beat me up. That could be fun. But if there's okay, you come in every 90 seconds and there's a cage, now you're just getting convoluted.
Yeah, so all the guys start out, and then let's say I
Is this
pin.
a Vince Russo thing?
Probably.
It was Jeff Jarrett thing.
I
King of the
told
Mountain.
you we should just ban Vince Russo.
He's the
I
King
guess,
of the
not
Mountain.
WCW
So
like
let's
this.
say I pin Mitchell. Mitchell has to go wait outside in a cage for 90 seconds.
Oh, so there's pinning.
Yeah, and then he comes
Oh.
back in, and yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
What about you, man?
I'm just gonna say a chain match where the two wrestlers are chained to each other. They're slow.
What about
they're
the
boring.
Texas Bull Rope matches?
Anything where the two wrestlers are connected to each other.
And then they have to go touch the turnbuckle.
It's just not. It slows the match down.
Oh,
It's boring. It was gonna
God.
be that or a chairs match, just because there hasn't really been any great chairs
Remember the
matches.
stairs match?
Or the stairs match as well is also a good example thing. But the thing is that I can't say that I don't like chairs match anymore because surprisingly, I think it was this year when Corbin and Kalisto had a chairs match.
That was 2016.
2016,
Yeah.
and
it was good.
It was a good match. It
I
was
liked it.
surprising. I really enjoyed it. The end of days on a pile of chairs. That's awesome. They best chairs match.
I'll be your end of days.
I know we just had one, but I don't like TLC matches where there's nothing to grab off a ladder.
It's weird.
Because once you just have a hardcore match, it's the same thing.
Why don't you just have an unsanctioned fight? a brawl for all.
Because the TLC should be like the tag team, early 2000 matches.
This one worked because of how much of a cluster it was, and because of how crazy and ridiculous and over the top that it was.
Yeah.
But like I'll get into it when I talk about TLC.
Yeah. I people didn't. Do you guys remember the championship scramble from like '08?
Vaguely.
So it's like it's a 20-minute match, and every 5 minutes somebody else comes in the ring. So let's say I'm the WWE champion, but you pin him. So until somebody else pins somebody, you're currently the champion.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'd like to see another
Are
one of
those
those.
official like title reigns though?
No, because wasn't Kendrick a
Brian
champion
Kendrick
for
was-
like
yeah.
for like a minute?
For like 2 minutes, Brian Kendrick was the WWE champion. Let's not forget
Well,
that.
let's try that match out again. That'd be fun. I'd like to see that now.
But then you have like the last guy has 5 minutes to come in and try to win the title.
You know what? I'm changing my stipulations to Punjabi prison match.
I was waiting for you guys to say that.
I'm changing my match.
I think that match
stipulations.
is super convoluted, but I think it could be good with two quick guys.
Especially the first one where neither of them were from India or spoke Punjabi in any way, shape, or form.
Or the second one where neither of them were from India and one of them kind of can speak Punjabi poorly.
It's a
And
whole
it's a
thing.
terrible match to see live because there's so much stuff you can't even see inside the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got to see one of the Singh brothers go through a table from the top of it. That was fun.
All right.
Tables, ladders, and chairs.
Tables, ladders, chairs, and flares.
And
What?
stairs.
Moving on.
Oh my.
Mitchell, thoughts on WWE TLC?
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, I was not here to talk about it with you guys. I was in Sin City. I was in Las Vegas.
All right.
Shout out first off to Sam's Town, where I went to a movie theater with 3 giant screens and watched TLC with about 200 people. Shout out to the people in Sam's Town. That was a lot of fun.
That sounds
Me
awesome.
and a group of guys that I just met up with there, we knocked back far too many pitchers of beer, and obviously that every single match
Brewskis for the boys.
every
Okay.
single match was fantastic. Cracked a cold one with the boys. All right, thoughts. I need to think through the matches.
Just talk about
Let's
the
talk
top
about
two.
let's talk about the main Finn and AJ.
Okay, Finn and AJ really enjoyed it, really liked it. I felt that they put a lot out there, but not so much.
Got
because
one of these at the end.
I think that was great. I think it's set up. I want to see them fight again really badly. I want to see them go 20, 25 minutes. I want to see even longer. I want to see them kill each other. And I liked that the Too Sweet thing was perfect because it told the story of we're both two people that respect each other. We respect
Yeah.
where we came from. We respect our roots, and we just wanted to see who was the better man tonight because there was no hatred there. You couldn't tell me they hated each other. So I wasn't gonna believe that.
It was a competition. They
It
just
was
wanted to see who
What?
was gonna
A
win.
competition in a wrestling match?
Not one of the two main, but let me say really quickly, really enjoyed the Bliss James match.
Yeah.
I told
really
you.
enjoyed
I told
Alexa
you.
Bliss. Here's my hot
See?
take.
Retweet.
Here's my hot take on Alexa Bliss.
Those were legit tears after the match, though. Mickey
Yeah.
James, yeah.
That was a great promo. Here's my hot take on Alexa Bliss because this was one of my favorite matches of her so
I
far.
have hot takes about her also.
I
I
bet you do every night before you
think
go to
that
bed.
she is an amazing
Big dog.
character wrestler.
Shut up, Puig.
Other than introductions, I've come to the place where when it comes to their matches and it comes to their title reigns, their respective title reigns, I think that she is very similar to a lot of other wrestlers. I think she's similar in her style to a Bobby Roode or a Triple H, where there's not a lot of, she doesn't do a lot of high spots, but she tells a really good story and the
You
other
just
person gets the high
compare
spots.
Alexa Bliss to Triple H.
I did.
To the game?
I don't think she's as good as the game, obviously, but I think she's good at telling a story in a similar way. I like her more than Bobby Roode. I think she's better in the ring. I enjoy her style more.
I mean, I like her.
I think she tells
better
a-
than Bobby Roode for obvious
yeah,
reasons.
I think she tells
Settle
a better
down there, boy.
story. I think they're very
We'll
similar
have to play
wrestlers.
the effects. I mean,
They-
goddamn.
Heck, they even have the same finisher. Just one is God. One is elevated, one's like a snap, but they
Yeah.
have the same finisher.
Speaking of Alexa Bliss, that promo she cut during the show, where she Charlie Caruso asked Alexa what did she feel about Mickey calling her a biscuit butt. We have the audio.
Oh,
I like my butt. It's cute.
that's great. That was great. That's
I love it. Yeah.
that's her. That's very Triple H and confident of her, but a female version where she kind of owns what she knows the fans think of her. I thought that was great.
Hashtag peach emoji.
And also, we'll get to Raw, but I thought she was great on Raw the next night too. I thought she cut a great promo on Raw.
Okay, the 3-on-5.
We're
Tell
going
me.
downhill fast.
3-on-5. I thought it was a cluster F. It was ridiculous. It was over the top. I think that, strangely enough, I don't know what the original plan was. I don't know if simply
Roman
Kurt,
goes over strong.
if it was just Kurt did everything Roman was planning on doing, or if it was
They had to
Roman is
adjust
in
that.
it,
No,
and then Kurt comes out at the end the way he came out
You
at the end
can't
of
have
this.
Roman leave and then come back when he's done that multiple times before.
He's got to look strong, damn it.
One of my things I was thinking is maybe what the original plan was to have that match happen the way it happened, exactly the same, but have Roman do Kurt stuff, and then when Kurt comes out at the end, have that was supposed to be Kurt. Because they told the story of Kurt being kind of like pushed into making it 3-on-3, 3-on-4, 3-on-5. So maybe he would have had a promo earlier in the show saying that he feels bad that he's making them outnumbered. Kane and Braun. I want to see Kane and Braun so bad now. So bad. Because Braun has surprised me every single time when it comes to him wrestling old, like big veterans.
50-year-old Kane.
Tell me one bad match he has
Glenn
had with a
Jacobs.
large veteran.
A bad match he's had with somebody?
Think of his matches with freaking The Big Show.
Those
were great.
He did a nip up. I love it.
I want to see him do that kind of match with Kane. I think he can.
Yeah, one thing I forgot to say on our instant analysis, the whole thing with Kurt Angle where he could have left, but he could have came back. Not in like the red, white, and blue singlet, but like a black singlet was underneath the Shield gear.
Yeah.
Could have done all the stuff. He could have like throw some Germans and like I wanted to see how loud people would pop for the
He looked like
taking off the straps and going all in.
He looked like a happy dad in that vest
really
when he was
did.
coming down from the crowd. He looked like he was having a good time.
He was like, I'm back in the big
I
leagues.
really enjoyed Cena Death. It's Cena Death. Seth and Dean in this match.
I thought you said Cena death. I was
Cena
like,
Death.
Cena death match.
I really
Over in
enjoyed
Japan.
Seth and Dean in this. They looked amazing because they held off when it was just the two of them for a long time. They kept getting a little bit of heat, like a little bit of comeuppance, and then getting beat down. They
Yeah.
looked good. Everyone looked good. It was a weird match, but everyone
was.
looked good.
All right, moving on. Let's get into the Raw recap. Kurt Angle comes out to the, of course, You Suck chants, and he previews Survivor Series for us. So it will be champions versus champions along with the traditional Survivor Series matches. So we have the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, going up against U.S. Champion Baron Corbin.
Heel versus heel.
Heel versus heel. We have Natty, the SmackDown Women's Champion, going up against Alexa Bliss. I mean, I'm not going to play
Heel-
the drop again, but
Heel versus heel.
heel versus heel. Also, we have is going to be the match of the night. The Shield, Rollins and Ambrose going up against tag team champions Usos.
I think it could be the match of the night.
I think it will.
For me, it's probably either going to be that or the men's Survivor Series
In
match.
Survivor Series.
Because that was amazing last year. Last year, that was one of my favorite matches.
Despite Shane being involved.
But even he was great in it. He took
Man, Orton had to break kayfabe.
he
It was good.
he
Chris
died
Jericho
when
had to
Roman
smack him in
speared
the face because
Oh, he tagged him a little bit, yeah.
Because Shane doesn't know how to throw a punch.
Yeah, he speared him. He speared him on that coast to coast attempt and like snapped his head back. Like
Yeah, it was-
Shane was, oh god. Anyway,
yeah.
I feel there's going to be a title change.
yeah. Beforehand,
In both of these matches,
I bet
probably.
you Corbin's losing his title.
it's
to
not title
somebody.
for title. It's just like champion versus
Yeah.
champion.
But I think Corbin's losing his title, and we're gonna get someone else versus the Miz because that's just too many heel on heel
I
matches.
mean, we could. Then of course, we move on to the match that precedes this.
Oh, don't forget about Jinder Mahal versus
Oh,
Fork
he's
Laser.
Jinder Mahal,
Jinder Mahal.
the WWE champion Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar.
He's trying to pronounce it as white as he can. God,
Oh,
that match is gonna
God.
blow. I mean, regardless of what you think about Jinder Mahal,
Put the title on Jinder. That's all I
that
gotta
match
say.
is gonna blow. It's gonna be so boring
No, there's one way it can be very exciting.
if it's 30
If
seconds
he just
long.
rips him limb from limb.
Just literally rips his arms off.
All right. Okay. And then we have AJ Styles and Ambrose and Rollins defeat The Miz in the bar. Got to see AJ on Raw. He looked
This was one of the best tag matches I've seen in a while.
he looked really comfortable on Monday nights.
Oh, almost
I mean,
like he belongs to, almost like
It's
he
not like
should be
he's
their
never
main boy.
been on Raw.
True. He's just, but
been a
SmackDown is the
while.
house that he built.
I know, you know.
No, but this was a great match. Also, I just want to watch AJ Styles and Cesaro fight for the rest of my life.
I know. It was really good.
We get
I
a
enjoyed
60-man
this.
Iron Man match just for fun.
Oh god.
ROH all over again.
Yeah. So then after that, Kane comes out and just lays out everybody
Because he's Kane.
because he's Kane.
Because he's Kane and he's strong again.
He's 50. Remember.
Vote Glenn Jacobs for Knoxville County Mayor.
Yes. And then Finn Balor answers this challenge.
Open challenge.
So we get Demon and Jace versus Old School Demon, and then just squashed Finn
Pretty
Balor.
destroys.
I don't.
I mean-
I don't like that.
So
I wouldn't call it a squash. It was 3 choke slams. That's quite a bit.
I
Most
mean,
people don't take 3 choke slams to pin.
But it wasn't like he choke slammed him, kicked out, choke slammed again.
True. It was just
back
choke slam,
to
choke
back.
slam,
I mean,
choke slam.
honestly, this kind of waters down the too sweet moment we had the night before.
That it is
Well,
weird.
If
It
the
is
internet's right, that
it
was
is
supposed to
weird-
happen.
it is weird timing.
What happened?
If the internet's right, that wasn't supposed to happen. If Vince McMahon buried Balor because of it. Sorry, Baylor.
Maybe.
Shout out Kurt Angle.
But I mean, regardless, do we not foresee this moving in the direction that the demon appears and we get demon versus demon, because this wasn't demon versus demon, this is demon versus man.
I know it said demon at Jace.
Yeah.
feel
The
like-
the problem with that is that makes the demon like this like ace in the hole that they can use whenever they want. Like, oh yeah, let's have Finn Balor lose every single match in the leather jacket and then win once he's the demon,
Yeah.
which will be annoying. Maybe we could get something like we got 2 or 3 years ago with Bray Wyatt, and Balor could take his powers.
We'll see.
Not that
Why can't
that he
just-
would get his pyrotechnics, but
Couldn't just Kurt Hawkins come out and Kane kill him? Kurt Hawkins trying to get off the schneid of 100 and whatever 30 losses
Kurt
in a
Hawkins
row.
is still messed up from when Braun Strowman got him. You have to remember.
no, he just had a match with Matt Hardy this week
Did he really?
on main event,
Shane McMahon came back after
and
falling
it was
off a cell
competitive,
2 weeks
and
later.
Matt almost lost.
He said main event.
What's main event?
It's a TV show.
Never heard of it.
All right.
If you have,
Is it on WGN?
Oh God, that was so long. Yeah. Angle Shane segment. Angle says, "Thank you for letting me borrow AJ for 2 nights," and then Shane says, we're gonna get competitive with the Survivor Series thing. He mentions Under Siege. We're not all quite sure what that means, and then we move on. Hashtag Under Siege. Then we move on to Asuka defeating Emma.
a
Hold
little bit
on.
quicker.
Another 50-50 match.
Yeah. Once
Your
again.
thought on Asuka's debuts?
Yeah. Thought on Asuka's debut.
I think she could have. It could have. It was without it. If it wasn't her debut, it was a really good match. I mean,
It wasn't the right place to debut
It
her.
wasn't. It wasn't the right way to debut her because Emma can go, and Emma showed that
I
she
mean, it
could
wasn't
go.
the right town either. I mean, it wasn't Philly or New York
No,
or
yeah.
Chicago.
I think she needs to kick somebody in the head and pin them.
That's what I've been
Where's
saying.
Dana Brooke at?
And I'm happy that they didn't do it to Emma because I love Emma and I think she's a lot better than she's being treated. But I do think that she needed a stronger opening. I've heard someone, I forget who it was, someone described Asuka's win to me as that she's not when she's win, and it's been this way for a while now. She doesn't dominate, but she's like, but she always like pulls out the win because all of her matches on NXT since her very beginning, in the very beginning it was kick done or Asuka lock done, but for the past year and a half, all of her matches have been very competitive, and she pulls out the win just barely. Like she had a match with Peyton Royce that was competitive, but she pulled out the win.
But doesn't
I mean, I love Peyton Royce.
So maybe on the main roster, I think she still needed that kick to the head. But this match is the way her matches in NXT have been going. She's amazing. She's great in the ring. She dominates, but she doesn't destroy the opponent, and then she pulls out a win.
Yeah.
So this is what we've been getting in NXT. I don't know exactly why I expected something else. I just hope they don't pull a Nakamura with her, which is, it seems like they're giving her a feud with Emma. Don't give your incoming wrestlers feuds with dead wrestlers. Emma's
So
dead.
you're
She's dead in
saying
the water.
Emma's the male Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, she is. Because I think they're both amazing workers, and I think bout their characters are a little bit dead in the water, but I think
I
that
mean,
they're
I
both
like
great.
Emma for other reasons,
And I like
Settle
Ziggler
down.
for other reasons.
Yeah.
Shout out DZ.
Shout out DZ.
Mhm. All right, so Mickey James lays out Alexa Bliss. Thoughts, comments, concerns?
I loved her. I loved her being mad at Balor and Styles, being like, they stand there and you shout, "This is awesome."
You know,
Man, she
Shout
laid her out on her biscuit butt.
shout out Mickey James for wrestling in some like 6-inch heels.
Yeah, right.
And those were like the size of that pen. That thing was really thin.
He's holding a pin. Oh, there it is.
Yep.
No, it was good. It was a good
nice. I
DDT, and I enjoyed the "you do deserve it," and then walking off.
That was funny. All right, then we moved to Kurt Angle saying that Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Alicia Fox will compete in a triple threat.
Fox.
Personal soundboard. Compete in a triple threat. Winner becomes the woman's captain for Team Raw at Survivor
I
Series.
mean, the minute that this match was made, I knew Fox was winning because it was going to be Banks and Bayley can't focus on her because they want to fight so much.
Yep. Jordan defeats Elias. I'm trying to walk with Elias. What are we doing here?
Oh
guys?
my God, he was so good at TLC.
He was amazing.
Samstown, you guys hated him, and it was great.
I mean, when I first saw the lettuce, I'm like, who's throwing stuff at this guy? That's messed up.
That's dumb.
I was like, it's not that bad.
Hey! Kurt gets his milk. Jason Jordan gets vegetables. That's legitimately what it is. It's his healthy food. Let's not pretend like WWE is funnier than that.
All right, moving on. Let's get into this Brock Lesnar. Well, really just Paul Heyman speaking.
Yeah.
But the Lesnar segment,
As
guys,
it normally
thoughts.
The burial of Jinder
Yeah,
Mahal.
right?
I have that audio. It's the legit audio, not like what I was doing before.
He's okay.
Let's listen.
But
Okay.
you, Jinder Mahal,
He knows his name.
Yeah, you can say
the
it.
make-believe Maharaja
Bars.
with Lesnar's equal. You're not Brock Lesnar's contemporary. You're not Brock Lesnar's counterpart on SmackDown Live. You're not even a worthy pretender to the throne of being WWE Champion. When we think of WWE Champions, we think of Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, Ric Flair, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, and ladies and gentlemen, my client, Brock Lesnar.
Stop it right there.
No Stone Cold in that
Yeah, we
champions.
we know you're a big Stone Cold guy. No, but
What do you mean I'm a big Stone Cold is
Oh.
the greatest draw of all time, and he's not even on that list. I think there's something going on.
Okay.
Paul Heyman and Stone Cold Heat.
All right. So what he said is basically what a lot of you people have been
It's
saying
what
for
the internet
months.
has been saying since he became champion. He tarnishes the reputation of
I
the
mean,
championship.
he really just ripped him to shreds. I was like, oh my god.
It's one of the because normally when Heyman does a promo, he puts over the other guy.
Which is what he said in the promo.
He said
Yeah.
he didn't badmouth Samoa Joe for good
didn't-
reasons. He didn't badmouth Braun Strowman because he's good.
Lesnar didn't even fight Balor yet, but Heyman has put Balor over on the mic before. They haven't even fought yet.
I think he's put over every guy he's been in the ring with except
Well, that's fine. Jinder Mahal doesn't deserve it.
that. So guys, thoughts?
I mean, I don't. It's one of those things where the person who cares about this kind of stuff, I can't say what I say on Twitter during pay-per-views and say that I liked this segment without being a hypocrite. I want to be a hypocrite, but I'm gonna do my best not to. This is old talent burying. I don't like him, but Jinder Mahal is new right now. He's new and up and coming, even though he's been around forever. So I don't like that he buried Jinder Mahal. But at the same time, I hate Jinder Mahal, and I think he's a blight upon the championship and a blight upon WWE right now, and I
Call
can't
him
wait
a
for
blight.
it.
So
And
that's
I
sort
can't.
of Jinder Mahal's character is he's not a serious champion, even though he carries himself as
He
a
is
serious
literally
champion.
never. To be fair, he doesn't deserve to be put over by Heyman in or out of kayfabe. Mahal has never defended a championship by himself. He's never successfully defended a championship without interference. He's not a good fighter. He's messed up his own finisher twice. God, he sucks.
It's not even that hard of a finisher either.
I hope that I could do his finisher. I hope his match freaking goes 10 seconds, but it won't.
Shout out to these guys who told me I bumped better than Jinder Mahal, but
I don't remember ever saying
That's not
that.
even a compliment, but you do bump better than Jinder Mahal.
I mean, but I can't work as good as the Maharaja. Let's be honest. All right, moving on. Kalisto has a promo. Do we care?
Of course.
It's good lucha things.
Yeah, lucha stuff.
All right. Moving on to stuff that somewhat matters. Alicia Fox defeats Bayley and Sasha Banks.
Good for her.
You know, she's the
She
captain.
partied with the Packers.
I think they need
Black Power ranking.
they need her to be the champion because I mean maybe we'll get into maybe we can get into this now, but there is no way in the world that the women's SmackDown team is going to even stand up to the Raw SmackDown women's team at all. There's no competition there.
Could Paige make her return here?
Maybe, but the point is that Alicia Fox being captain is good because the rest of the Raw team is going to be so dominant. Because if we're being logical, if we're just going to be logical, the team would probably be Alicia Fox because she's captain, Sasha, Bayley, Nia Jax, and Asuka. That'd be the team.
What's 5-on-5?
Yeah, so yeah.
Oh, you got 5?
Yeah, I had 5. I just didn't count Alicia Fox. So putting this is her character, not who she is, a ditzy, ineffective heel as the team captain is a good way of writing in why the SmackDown team has a chance against the Raw team. Though really, what does a champion? What does a captain do?
Nothing.
They do nothing. Can you tell me? Can you give me the rundown of the responsibilities and jobs of
They
a
go
of
out
a
there
Survivor
in the
Series
locker room
team
before
captain?
the match starts, and she gives the rally of all promo she's ever cut in her life, and she says, "We're gonna go out there." Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? No, it wasn't. And we go out there, we kick their ass.
You're damn right.
The
Yeah.
Germans?
Yeah.
Good job.
Good job. We will not
Good
go
job.
quietly into the night.
All right. We won't.
Yeah.
This is our Independence
But
Day.
yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do. I think they're gonna give
Yeah.
us a crappy Raw captain to offset the fantastic SmackDown captain.
I did not want to write all these names down, so you can see on the script what I wrote. The good cruiserweights defeat the bad cruiserweights. The faces beat the heels. Yeah.
It's Enzo's stable of evil
Which they still
cruiserweights.
haven't explained
Which,
why
to
they're
be
together.
fair,
Enzo, no
Drew
voice. Hold on.
Gulak.
Enzo, no voice. Greatest Enzo of all time. Throwing that out there.
Drew
right now.
Gulag. was so good,
I love Drew Gulak.
and you can't teach that.
You cannot
You are
teach that.
S in the SAWFD. No, him without going back to TLC, the promo he cut without a voice was great. I thought he did a great
I
job
felt
with
bad for Charlie Caruso. Like his promo after, he kind of like spit on her a little bit.
Yeah, it was a little bit
Oh,
like it was.
She's gonna get the mumps.
My voice is gone, but it's the only thing I'm not losing tonight. Like it was great. I mean, he's always he's always gonna be fire on the mic, even if he's a slimy little heel.
Yeah.
I don't know if they exactly know what's going on, but they didn't give us any update on Bray, or especially Roman. Like, Roman's your number one guy, and you're not going to tell us what's going on with him.
I mean, they announced via social media that they're just out with
Yeah.
medical conditions. I think they're just gonna. They don't want to bring sickness into the storyline. So.
But a
Yeah.
lot of people who watch Raw don't go on social media.
Do you think they're gonna?
and
Do you think they'll
probably
be
won't
back
even
in time
know.
for Survivor Series? They said they might not, because they say Roman just got sick, and they're saying he could be out long enough to miss Survivor Series.
We'll see. That means the Shield must have to be around a little bit longer then.
I mean, the Shield. It's weird that the Shield is together, with one of them gone.
Yeah.
And they're using that one's music. I saw someone say this on Reddit, and I couldn't agree more. This is the perfect time, and probably one of the only times they're gonna have. This is the perfect time to give Roman new music. He's
Yeah,
gone.
I
They're
feel-
using his music.
Since he's gone, why don't they just wear their normal stuff?
Well, because they are the Shield.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to what I thought was it was interesting. The Battle of the Brands.
Speaking of the Shield being awesome, we'll get to their part in this later. but
Shane
that was one of my
McMahon
favorite
comes out
parts.
and says #Under Siege, and then you have Team Blue surround the ring, and then Shane's like, "Go get him."
Go get it. Well, because Kurt left, so he
Yeah.
said, "Go get Kurt." And then they went and got Kurt. And on the way to getting Kurt, they destroyed everyone in the back. Well, everyone who was in the back.
Brandon, you have hot takes. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, why don't you like this? I know you don't like this. I can see it all on your
Faces and
face.
heels working together?
That's one of the things. I
Oh,
don't-
please.
The whole point of wrestling is to think that these people really hate each other and they work together. That's not the only thing I don't like. Why is like these people that are supposed to be independent contractors following what Shane McMahon says? Why is Baron Corbin following what Shane McMahon says?
Yeah. So
I'm not done. And why is there really
God.
like do people even really care about brand versus brand? There's nothing different between SmackDown and Raw besides colors and their sets, which is basically the same set just moved around a little bit. And you have all these people, and you have like the New Day acting like a bunch of a-holes leading the charge, and then they just break down walls, and Baron Corbin destroys some poor assistant, and everyone's cheering
I
him
can
on
see
for
Baron
no
Corbin
reason.
doing that.
Yeah, but everyone's cheering him on for no reason.
Who are you? As he kicks the guy in the face.
And then Jason Jordan gets attacked by Chad Gable in the locker room for no reason.
Yeah.
When Chad Gable basically says there's like no hard feelings.
Actually, you know
let
what?
me
Okay,
have,
please do-
let me-
okay, your
let me have
turn.
a little bit of a response to this.
Your
Okay,
turn.
so here we go. One, colors, red and blue. So many differences. If there's any brand that has a reason to go after another brand, it is SmackDown going after Raw. Because SmackDown has been second fiddle to Raw through the history and the existence of SmackDown. They've always been considered second fiddle. They've always been given second grace. They don't get their title is always defended before the main title at WrestleMania. Their championship titles do not get to be defended on the main card. Let me finish. They don't get any of that. They are always the second fiddle brand, and Shane runs it. So if he wants something, if there's any reason to go after Raw, SmackDown has it. SmackDown has a reason to go after Raw. More so, in the storyline, in the back, I think that the stories that they tell in the back of the people going after each other are great. Because if you watch it, it is not just Chad Gable attacks Jason Jordan. Chad Gable shoves Rusev out of the way to spear Jordan. He may say there's no like problems there. There's anger there, and he made it obvious. He made it a storyline. He pushed someone out of the way.
Tag me in. So here's the reason. Chad Gable's upset with Jason Jordan. Hey, you left me high and dry on here. While you
Did
went
they
to
explain that?
Have you ever heard of Show Don't Tell?
You left me high and dry while you went to go be with your make-believe dad, Kurt Angle, my black son, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand why that happened. Honestly, for my opinion, I think it should have been just the heels that did this,
Mm-hmm.
Because why is AJ Styles teaming with the Shield, then attacking them? Are we really doing this?
AJ Styles is the mole. Obviously, him and Shane McMahon are friends. Him and Shane McMahon have a connection. They fought at WrestleMania.
Shane signs the checks.
They earned respect for each other. They shook their hands. Shane and AJ had a relationship when he fought Kevin Owens. Also, good storytelling. You know who wasn't there? Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn because
That's
they want
true.
nothing to do with Shane McMahon, and they have said that he's a bad boss, and this is only going to prove their point. That he dragged his wrestlers halfway across the country to go fight. He made AJ Styles become this mole because he did it on purpose. He gave AJ Styles to Raw on purpose to have someone there to help him. Also in the match or in the beatdown, AJ Styles is in the back the entire time. He doesn't hurt anybody until the very end. He goes up and he starts beating down on Dean. He doesn't hurt anybody in the end because he's tired. He's been fighting matches all day. And why does he hate the Shield? Because he went out and worked with the Shield. What happened for him working out with the Shield? He got the crap beat out of him by Kane and everybody else.
Plus, Dean and him have that history. I mean,
Yeah,
AJ
and
took the strap off of Dean.
met, so there is history there for him to fight as well. Nakamura's there, and he looks uncomfortable. He doesn't know what he's doing because he's never done this before.
I don't think Nakamura needed to be there, honestly.
It's weird that he is there, but you see him Kinshasa one dude, and then the rest is him kind of laughing. He's laughing the whole time in the background because he doesn't know what's going on. Becky also.
Becky's like the top babyface.
Becky with the babyface with the heel. So what does she do? Their main thing is all the women wrestlers stand in front of them. They don't sideblind them. They don't attack them from nowhere. They have a standoff, and then she attacks. And what does Becky yell while Baron Corbin is beating down on the advisor dude? She yells out sorry while he's doing it. She says sorry 3 times in the segment. She's still apologizing for it because she's following her brand.
You really think that her saying sorry is supposed to be sincere? You think?
Yes, because that's who Becky is.
No.
That's Becky's character. She's defending the honor of her brand, but she also knows that what she's doing is weird.
Has there ever been brand loyalty on any one of the shows? Do they talk about brand loyalty at all during any of the shows?
Well, that's the perk of Survivor Series, is it only comes up during Survivor Series.
Which makes no sense. If there's real brand loyalty, they should talk about brand loyalty the entire year. And especially now with Michael Cole and Corey Graves being on the commentary team,
Corey Graves said he doesn't have a horse in this race.
There's no separate commentary team. It's not like in 2004 where there's 2 different teams.
There's like Taz and Cole, then there's JR and Ross.
And there's
JR
and they're like
and
kind of 2 different identities, and it's like clear that they're 2 different things, and this just isn't the case.
Ziggler even said the next night on SmackDown in a conversation with Rudy, said, "Hey, we were both there together, but that doesn't make us friends."
Plus, they didn't attack anybody together.
Yeah, so he reignited, he reminded, "Hey, we went and did what we did because our boss told us to." That's the main reason that a lot of them are there. Our boss told us to do it, but we weren't there. The Usos, heels, weren't there, posted a video of themselves on Twitter watching it and going buck wild over it because they're happy for them.
Jinder wasn't there either.
If you want to give more kayfabe reasons for things, that night Xavier Woods posted an episode of Up Up Down Down where he played on the Royal Rumble with Seth Rollins. They played the Royal Rumble. They played 2K18 together, and while they were working together the entire time in the Royal Rumble, it's them playing video games, whatever. But Seth Rollins turns on Xavier Woods in the middle of the Rumble, and Xavier looks actually pissed off, and then the episode ends. Next thing we get is him beating up the captain. Because that is his captain. They've called him captain. But it's just funny. There's so many little things that's maybe they intentionally did that. Maybe they intentionally did that. I feel like there was enough subtlety that I really dug all the little bits of storytelling throughout it, and I want to see more.
You're filling in a lot of gaps that I feel they are not going to fill in.
Yeah,
but I think the wrestler, I don't think WWE will fill those gaps in, but I liked getting to watch all the wrestlers, I think, try and fill in those gaps.
I mean, how could we forget Natalya trying to pull down the of Zack Ryder? How could we forget that?
Hey, she apologized.
Yeah. Also, then after it's over, the SmackDown locker room brings Kurt back.
And Kurt's acting. He looks glassy-eyed.
Yeah, and then Shane's like, Kurt, I want you to bring your gold medal to Survivor Series. So,
I'm okay with that.
Honestly, in my opinion, I want general manager versus general manager.
Also, to continue kayfabe and storylines, I'm going to say it, Shane's still pissed off about the match where he went through the glass pane.
Once again, you're filling a lot of holes.
But that's obvious. Everyone can. I'm not the only one connecting that dots. A lot of people are thinking
Vince
that.
McMahon doesn't connect dots that happened a month ago. Do you think he's going to connect dots that happened 15,
no,
20
but
years ago?
I think his employees do, and I think they're trying. Also, as another side note, Shield was awesome. I love that they were. Apparently, the Shield's the only people on the entire roster that watched the third hour of Raw because they were hiding out in the back.
Nobody else does because the difference between the first hour and the third hour went down the poop.
But the Shield hiding with the chair and them leaping out, I like that they're telling the story of the Shield being smart. I like them. They're smart guys. They tried to even the odds. They did what they could.
They did do what they could.
I mean, they could have ran and left, but they're also not cowards, so they're not going to do that.
Yeah. All right. Moving on.
You guys are both wrong.
Let's get to SmackDown.
Hot takes. Either way.
I did have problems with it.
Okay, please.
And I did.
I did have
tagged.
Like I said before, I feel like it only should have been the heels. Like Nakamura,
Nakamura
and Becky Lynch, top baby faces on the show. Why are they
Nakamura is the weirdest
doing
choice
that?
to be there.
And by the way, New Day, African Americans supporting gang mentality.
Oh please.
No, Booker said that, and Booker's not supposed to say gang. You're not supposed to say gang on TV.
But still, I mean, come on. And plus the red versus blue, the Crips versus the Bloods, all that stuff. Crips are
And I'm the one reaching.
Crips are normally like African Americans. New Day wearing the blue. I mean, come on, guys.
I'm not.
They're on
I mean,
SmackDown.
I know, but still, I mean, come on, guys. I mean, there was some comedy
I'm
to
staying away from
Thank
that
you.
one.
I mean, there was some
staying-
comedy to
I'm
it,
staying away from that
Kofi
one.
Kingston's shirt coming to right here and all that.
Shout out to the crop top.
Shout out to the crop top. I mean,
Biggie and Xavier were having a ball during this.
I mean, they were having a ball. It was there were some comedic moments. I thought it was interesting, and I like to see where they go, but I did have some problems.
And, SmackDown basically were heels this entire time.
Yeah.
If you're supposed to get behind SmackDown because they're the underdogs, they were being jackasses the entire time. They tipped over a TV for no reason. They beat up they beat up an assistant for no reason. They beat up Jason Jordan, who was attacked viciously with a guitar, and they just whooped his ass for no reason.
They
forgot
wouldn't
hit
even
with a
let Matt
guitar.
wash his hands.
Exactly.
He's in the
God.
bathroom. I think that SmackDown has gone the short end of the stick long enough that I can believe them wanting to get some revenge.
I mean, but you have to remember, for like 6 months, they were ahead of Raw every single
They
week.
were ahead popularity wise, but Raw is always going to be
I
promoted
know, but like their
as the major
storytelling
brand.
it was great.
And then Raw pretty much cleaned out SmackDown.
yeah.
I will say Raw
Yeah,
has
that's
been the better show, but
that's
also because they took I think the best talent. They
That's
took the
another
Miz. They
thing
took
with brand loyalty is there's been so much switching back and forth.
There
over
has
the last
been
2
one
years.
switch. There's been one superstar shakeup. There's been one, and it was like half a year ago.
That's still a lot.
Since then, they
and
have
plus,
gained-
John jumped ship, went back to
yeah,
the flagship.
I hope that gets brought up. It won't be, but I hope that gets brought up.
Yeah.
I know that they're looking for a guest referee for the Lesnar Mahal match. I heard a rumor of that, and they're looking at either John Cena
Stone Cold.
or Stone Cold or The Rock. Those are the
There you
names.
go.
Those are the names
There you
that
go.
play right now. But if they,
There you
I
go.
think
I'm the
Cena
only
would be a
person
good one to pick because he's doesn't have a brand.
Yeah. All right, let's get into SmackDown. We spent 20 minutes on that.
Well, I
It was good. It was a
It
good
was-
segment.
it was good.
Well,
I-
it was a controversial segment.
To an extent.
Controversial
it wasn't a
segment.
good segment.
Some parts.
Hey,
The Kurt Angle acting.
I was sports entertained.
Well, you're not supposed to be sports. Can we kick him off for saying that?
I can't continue the show.
Nope.
That's
I
on
was
the banned list of words. You can't say sports. First of all, it's not even really a word.
No, it's
Second
not.
of all,
But it's what I was.
Sports
Oh,
entertainment
God.
is not really a thing.
I love-
Sports entertainment is the halftime show
I love you guys.
at the Warriors games.
I love you guys. All right.
I did feel like they did clean up some stuff on SmackDown.
Yeah.
With
Sma-
Angle.
I will say I don't think we'll get into this. I don't think
Yeah.
SmackDown brought it. To be completely honest,
you don't think they brought it?
I don't think they brought it. I think they
They-
could have
they-
cleaned up some more.
Well, I feel I didn't like the Battle of the Brand thing to begin with, and I feel they didn't do enough to make me like the segment, but they cleaned up. They
Next
talked
week
about Dana
some-
Bryan. They talked about Ziggler and Rude.
Next week something needs to happen next week needs to be big when it comes to Raw getting their comeuppance.
Yeah. All right.
But
Moving.
oh my God, I love Sami Zayn.
Moving on. Yes. Shane and Sami Zayn promo. Sammy really just being an
That
ass.
dance in front of him
is-
was so good.
It was awesome.
He's a prick.
It was great.
I feel like that's probably Sammy in real life. Because people
I mean,
say he's really annoying.
Yeah, but like.
He's pretty much the same character he was before,
but
just a bad guy.
didn't you meet Sami Zayn?
Yeah, he was really nice.
See, he's a gym.
He's a really nice guy.
Would you call him a beauty? Canadian slang. Would you say he's a good guy?
He's okay for being Canadian.
From what I've heard from Chris Jericho
It's okay.
and Seth Rollins on a podcast they were with him, he's the kind of guy that you meet and he's the first 5 minutes he's awesome, and then the next 20 minutes he's the most annoying person you've ever met, and then after that he's awesome. Again.
He did think my Oakley baseball glasses were Bret Hart glasses, and he tried to talk to me about Bret Hart forever. I was like, okay.
Hey, every wrestler wants to talk to you about Bret Hart forever.
I mean, yeah, Bret Hart.
Bret
Interesting
Hart.
things. All right, but after the promo, we get some action. Gable and Benjamin defeat the New Day. So
Is Gable and Benjamin turning heel?
I mean, didn't we see what Chad Gable did on Raw?
Exactly.
I mean, we'll see.
Laying the seeds.
I don't think he needs to. I think he can. I think
Was
he can go
Benjamin
after.
there?
I mean, I'll be completely honest. It's one of those
No,
things
I
where I
think
think I love Shades of Grey. Chad Gable can go after Jason Jordan and still be a face, in my opinion.
True.
Jordan left him. Jordan abandoned him. There's nothing more face than wanting to get revenge.
For his
But it's his
illegitimate
dad.
father.
He wants to be with his poppy.
Yeah. Hold on. Quick side note. Going back to TLC, real quick.
Okay.
Jason Jordan should have been with his father, saying, "I don't think you should be doing this, Dad."
Yeah, we should have
They're
done at least
kind
a
of they're
segment.
really backing away from that Kurt Angle storyline because
Yeah.
they figured out how dumb that was.
I would have rather had Dixie Carter. I know what I just said.
I would much rather have Chad Gable and Jason Jordan be a tag team and Shelton Benjamin by himself.
That too. All right. So Usos they showing some face tactics.
I mean, that promo they had last week with Gable and Benjamin rapping and then doing the whole pulling that hand back. they're not.
Yeah.
They might be turning, especially Gable beating up Jordan
Yeah.
in the locker room after having a welt on his shoulder from a.
Going
Apparently, Elias needs to practice on his chair shots. I know
He's screwed up 2 of them so far.
Jeff Jarrett's back in rehab, but he probably should watch some Jeff Jarrett tape.
All right.
Women.
So then we have a women's segment, and this was hilarious. Daniel Bryan's. There are 6 women in the room. Daniel Bryan's like, the 5 of you are gonna have a fatal 5-way elimination match, just like no selling Lana. That was pretty funny to me.
That was good.
That was good. Fatal 5-way elimination women's match to see who becomes a team captain for SmackDown. Fashion Files, thoughts, comments,
With
concerns.
Fashion Dogs, right? Wasn't this week Fashion
Files, dogs,
Fashion Dogs.
pulp,
Fashion Dogs, because there's Reservoir Dogs this week.
whatever they are.
It was great. Hey, I love it.
Next week, Stranger or Things.
Stranger Earth things. You know what the best part about this? The Fashion Files gets, I think anyone involved in the Fashion Files gets over by being in the Fashion Files. It first got the Fashion Police over. It's starting to get the Ascension over with me. They're great.
The Ascension.
They're really, really great. Also, Carmelo coming in and being like, "What? No, I'm not gonna be. No, I'm not part of your stupid little video." Like, I love the fourth wall breaking. I think it's hilarious. I think it's great. Not to rehash it, but I think it would have been great to have seen the Fashion Police at Raw giving out fashion tickets to people after they got laid out.
I'm not gonna lie.
I would have loved.
That sounds.
I would have
that
loved
sounds
them
hilarious.
to have like just. And also, I wanted to see something like they didn't give me this either. I would have loved to have seen Enzo getting beat up backstage and him yelling out, "I wrestle on Tuesdays too," or something like that. I wanted stuff like that, but I didn't get that.
Okay. Daniel Bryan and Shane segment. There was some tension there. Thoughts?
It's a little bit. Yeah, they don't agree with each other. This is how you tell an interesting story with two face like GMs, where one of them I think is slowly becoming a heel. I think
Face authority figures. Yeah.
I think Shane-
Bryan being a stand-up guy.
I think Shane is walking the edge of heel because he's too obsessed with the idea of being
When
better.
was the last time Shane was a heel? It was
I don't
like
know.
06, right? Yeah.
He needs to be better than his sister. He needs to beat Raw. He needs to be better than Raw. And it's starting
Where's
to.
Stephanie?
I mean, the last time we saw Stephanie, she was on Tuesday nights. Let's not forget, helping out Vince when KO attacked him.
True.
Yeah.
But I think he's getting a little bit of the Moby Dick problem. He's starting to go Captain Ahab on us.
All right. All right.
I got those literary references.
Daniel Bryan doesn't like the backstage under siege attack. So
No.
I like Daniel Bryan even better.
Because he's super face. He's like, why the hell did you do that? He's like, because we need to beat Raw.
When your theme song's like Flight of the Valkyries, you have to be a super face, you know?
Yeah.
All right, Sin Cara defeats Baron Corbin. I do not understand why. Corbin should always squash Sin Cara's and
Corbin should be
people
squashing
like
lots
that.
of people.
But there's not that many people that are at that United States level, especially now with the Survivor Series storyline where 5 people are going to be
Man, you better,
taken up at
you
the
better
top.
bring my boy Cedric Alexander, get him off of 205 Live, put him in that spot.
See, that's the thing. The 205 Live guys are great, and I think they're all starting to get a lot more over than they were a couple months ago, just with the Enzo story.
Yeah.
You need them to start jumping into other storylines in the main roster just to show that they exist.
No, you need to either keep them in their own separate thing or don't keep them there at all.
Okay, I disagree.
Because, I mean, when they did the cruiserweight, when Braun destroyed Neville, I know you liked having them cross paths. I didn't like that because it just shows how much bigger Braun is compared to Neville.
But I think I could
Showing
think they
that
could-
visual.
Wait, weren't we there for that one?
I think they could have a great
yeah.
match, though. I think it'd be great. David versus Goliath would be amazing.
Oh, God.
Also,
Finn versus Braun.
Jack Gallagher at the Royal Rumble was fantastic.
Because, I mean, they kind of did that in WCW where they would attack the cruiserweights with the heavyweights and it just downplays the cruiserweights.
Jack Gallagher stealing a certain umbrella gimmick.
Shout out Rey Mysterio getting thrown at the side of the
Oh, like a
thing,
dart,
like a
yeah.
lawn dart.
Yeah. All right, so Jinder Mahal cuts a promo. Thoughts?
I mean, it's what you're supposed to do when someone just destroys you. Tell them that you're a serious champion.
Go out and
We'll see.
I mean, it was fine.
I played 2K18. I know how promos go.
I mean, it's basically the exact same
Hey, how
promo
dare
he
you?
always cuts.
Jinder Mahal is a gem in that game.
What is he, like a 78?
Man, I made him the UK champion.
His promos in 2K18 are better than his promos in real life.
Oh, moving on. Styles defeats one of the Jinder's
And next week he'll beat the next one.
yeah, one of the Jinder heads.
I like him using the calf crusher.
I'm
just
happy to
kinda-
see it make someone tap.
Yep. All right, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn segment. This was actually pretty funny.
I
Thoughts,
love,
guys?
I love it.
Brandon, what do you
I love
think,
this
man?
relationship. I
Team
said
Kevin and
Sami Zayn.
Sammy.
Team Sammy and Kevin.
I told you guys in
Love it.
my pre-recorded thing in Vegas that I recorded while I was on vacation. I'll
Nobody
repeat it
heard.
here.
Which nobody heard.
Oh, did no one hear it?
I mean, you called us in and you gave us some breaking news.
Oh, so you didn't put my thing in. Okay, well, thanks, guys. Glad to see. Screw
Well,
y'all.
I mean, 2 of the matches didn't even take place.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I recorded it before the news changed. I forgot.
Yes.
Oh, well, anyway, I said it there. I guess I'll
I
re-say
see
it
you
here.
don't listen to our episodes.
Yeah, I know. No, I don't, because I'm here.
Oh my God.
So he didn't hear me bury him when he wasn't here.
Yeah, I guess I didn't. Now I need to listen to that episode. So I'll say it. I'll say it again since it was never heard the first time. I think in the grand scheme of things, couple months from now, couple years from now, I think we'll see the Sammy and KO feud, and I think most people will like it better than Y2J and KO because
so,
there's more heart there.
Like you just said, Jinder has a segment. Next week, Styles faces the other Jinder head. Becky, she wins the Fatal 5-Way, becomes a team captain.
Hell yeah.
Give me that, Becky.
Yeah. All right, Ziggler and Rude, you already talked about this. They said, hey, we did that because our boss told us to, but let's not forget what we got going on here. 2 out of 3 falls.
I think it'll be great.
I said it was going to be best of 5.
I think that's a great story. I think the fact they are showing because Bobby Roode is not a dominant wrestler. He doesn't destroy his opponents. He gets just over on them in his style. So I think this works better than like Nakamura coming in and fighting Ziggler. Yeah. This works because these are both great wrestlers and they're both trying to prove how good they are right now. And the fact that it's a struggle. That it's good. I mean, it's really, really great.
But if we're being serious, like in the next coming months, I need some heel Bobby Roode.
Yeah, I need some heel Bobby Roode, and I need
TNA heel Bobby Roode,
and I need some more angry, vicious Naito Ziggler from this. The no entrance. I love it. I love the no entrance.
Oh yeah. All right.
Does this go 3 falls, like always? I would appreciate if Roode just beats him in 2 straight.
The
falls.
last time Ziggler was in a 2 out of 3 falls match, he won both falls. There was no third fall, so I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think so because I think the story they're telling is that each person is able to get a fluke pin on the other guy.
Yeah.
So I think we're getting 2 fluke pins.
All right.
But if one pinfall took him 15 minutes to get it the first time, I hope it doesn't take him 5 minutes a clean way to the first pin.
No, I think I think we'll get a really fast roll up like in the opening 5 minutes.
So the Viper
like an eye poke in a roll or something.
Orton defeats Zayn. Thoughts, comments, concerns, questions, answers?
Good match, which I wish Zayn had won because I think it'd be interesting to see Sammy and KO on the Survivor Series team when they don't give a crap.
That's funny.
I don't think either of them are going to be on the team, but I think that they're going to interfere. I think they're going to make SmackDown lose.
Sami Zayn beats Orton one week, Orton beats Sammy another week. Nobody wins when both of them win.
I mean, the last time it was a tag match, though.
So both of them lose.
Exactly.
All right. I guess that's it. Superstar Spotlight.
I mean, I kind of just want to say the whole SmackDown roster on Monday Night Raw.
I'm gonna go AJ Styles.
But I'll give a specific member of that roster. I specifically really enjoyed Xavier Woods' performance in the beatdown. I think he was the spearhead. He was the captain of that movement. He brought a lot of personality. But other than that, I'll say the whole SmackDown roster.
I mean, what SmackDown did, they basically said,
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you.
But moving on.
We got to play the whole thing. You got to play the whole thing.
I take offense to that word. Moving on to
That's fair. You should.
AJ Styles, I give it to him. You give it to Xavier Woods.
But the whole SmackDown roster.
What about you?
I'm gonna go with Daniel Bryan because Daniel Bryan disapproved of that beatdown just like I did, and I kind of like what they're building with Shane and Daniel
Bryan's
right now.
such a gem.
As someone who liked the SmackDown beatdown, I really enjoyed Daniel Bryan too because I thought he added to the story a lot. I thought it's great. I think together it tells a great story. I like it all.
Yeah.
I like wrestling, guys.
I mean, that's why we're all here.
I like wrestling that makes sense.
And I like a lot more than happens just inside the ring. I like everything in the backstage too.
Yeah. All right. Film of the week: The Untold Story of Professional Wrestling. This was really mainly just like a WCW type documentary type deal. Dusty Rhodes, Roddy Piper, Flair's in it. Some interesting stuff. WWE's in it a little bit. Some interesting stuff.
Cool. I haven't seen it. Maybe I'll watch it.
Good for them.
Maybe you'll watch it. Yeah. Gives like a little beyond the reach of Andre the Giant. Get some stuff in there. All right. Promo pick of the week.
Kevin Owens. This was his debut on Monday Night Raw on May 18, 2015. You can find it on YouTube if you want to go watch it. This is how you debut a roster from NXT. And when we're getting to a point right now where I think we'll be in the next year, we'll be seeing some really great debuts from NXT, some really important ones. Sanity needs to be big eventually. One day Adam Cole is going to have to be really good. I hope they don't screw over Cien Almas. Drew's got to be great. Hey, Almas is bringing it right now. I'm hoping he's get that title shot.
Yeah, didn't he beat Roderick Strong this past Wednesday? Yes, he did. Yeah.
An amazing match. So I like this promo because it shows Kevin Owens showing who he is, what he's about, how he's going to beat the main people on the roster. Cena is good here, and he plays the company guy really well.
It's the U.S. Open Challenge days.
Yeah, it's the U.S. Open
I
Challenge,
missed
which is
that.
man, I love the U.S. Open Challenge. This was a great way to introduce an NXT person with the title because there's nothing wrong with that. I want to see more NXT people debut with the title. Paige had the title. She didn't have it with her, but she had it when she debuted. Let's see something. Let's see that more often.
Charlotte
really
had
like
a match
that.
on the main roster before she debuted. She came with the title.
was
All right,
great.
moving on.
I'm out here with the hipster match picks.
Hipster match picks.
Well, Danielson.
I think you know these people. Brian Danielson.
So,
I know both of these people.
so Finn Balor had a match at TLC this week where they had to fill in, which the other match where they had to fill in had the Raw general manager. They should have the SmackDown general manager fill in for the Finn Balor match, but instead they had AJ Styles. But I have Brian Danielson versus Fergal Devitt, NWA Empire 2008. So, like, two of the biggest stars the last 5 years basically wrestling in a barn in front of like 100 people.
Amazing.
APW will be filling out whatever high school gyms bigger than that.
You gotta love indie wrestling. You gotta love indie
Yeah.
wrestling. Love
So this is-
love
no.
the bingo halls.
So 2008
bingo
when
halls.
Brian Danielson's on fire in ROH and Fergal Devitt's just kind of the young guy coming up. So
Yep.
just kind of two different paths in their careers.
Curiosity, where can someone watch this match? Is this on?
The
It's on
Tubes
you-
of You.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube on the Tubes
could
of You.
maybe
You go
put
find
it-
it, guys. Go
maybe
watch it. I
put
might
in-
watch that after
Yeah,
this.
put in the link.
Guys, are you ready for an impromptu question?
No,
No.
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 I yes and
Depends how good the question is.
I just improv.
How good the question is? Are you ready?
I
Yeah.
like good questions.
So Triple H signs you to NXT,
Okay.
and
I'm playing Create a Superstar on W2K18 right now. I'm ready for this.
you're ready for this?
Yeah.
You have to present to him what your character is going to be, and whatever you say, he approves it. So what do you present to him?
I'm not prepared for this because right now I'm playing the Cali Kid Mitch on 2K18 because I'm playing my character here. What would my actual character be? You just go. Give me a minute. Give me like 2 minutes. Give me a minute.
My character.
30 seconds.
I mean, my character would just be like I just love Daniel Bryan. It'd just be just a little guy who just kicks ass and takes names. Because I'm the little guy, so I got to use that to my
I know what I'd
advantage.
do. I would play a Bleeding Heart SJW. Just correcting
CJ
everybody.
Parker.
Just correcting everybody on their pronouns. I would get offended by the littlest things. I'd be a heel. I would start feuds because somebody says something that's offensive to somebody out there. But it would always be random, like bizarre, like how in the world is that offensive to? Like I'd be like that's offensive to people who have had pet snakes all their lives, and I'll be offended about that. I'd be a Bleeding Heart heel.
Yeah.
Bleeding Heart SJW.
I
So
think-
CJ Parker 2.0.
Not the protest.
Juice Robinson?
Juice. Oh, I would give anything to be Juice Robinson. Balls deep.
The Juice?
The Juice.
All right. For me, I think what I'd do, I'd present to Hunter like I'd want to be the human version of Money in the Bank. And
There's a briefcase.
No,
you
no,
get a
and-
title
no,
shot
no,
whenever you want.
No. In a sense where like let's say they build me up as like I'm kind of unbeatable in a sense, right? They build me up to that, and then when let's say the Velveteen Dream beats me, he goes on, gets an opportunity at the NXT title, and he wins. So basically what I'm saying is every so often when I lose, the person who beats me goes on and wins the NXT championship. I'm sort of like
So what? You're like Sami Zayn.
the briefcase in a sense. Yeah. It's a guarantee that if you beat me, you're basically guaranteed to become the next NXT champion.
Okay.
But then
So
what are
you're
you
like
supposed to do?
you're like the gatekeeper.
So you're basically Dolph Ziggler.
I'm
Just
basi-
stuck
I'm-
in the mid card forever.
No, I'm basically Dolph Ziggler's like the first.
You're
feud
you're
you
like
have.
old Ty Dillinger.
No, I'm basically like Jake Roberts, like 91, 92.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're the signal.
He was like the human IC title back then.
You're the signal flare.
So basically,
you're the
you
oh
just-
he beat him. Cool. He's going to the top now.
So you just lose all the important matches.
Would you be a face? Would you be like an underdog? Like, I can do it, but you never can face? Like Sami Zayn before he won the title?
I mean, probably start out like that. Then I'd get sick of it and be like TNA 2011 Bobby
turn
Roode heel, just
Ziggler heel, just angry at the company.
angry. Then I finally get the strap, get the gold, stuff like that.
Mhm. And then go up to the main roster, do the same thing. Cool.
Yeah.
That's down.
Something interesting,
I'm down with that, yeah.
I'd like to see somebody do that in NXT.
Mhm.
Maybe a Roderick Strong could be that guy. Who knows,
It's feeling like he is until he gets a little bit more of a person. I love Roderick Strong. Until he gets a little bit more of a character, a little bit more of a personality. God, that finish is brutal.
Yes. All right, guys.
Well,
That
was wrestling for the week.
This is wrestling for the week. Interesting things coming up for the boys here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to SF State next week, November 1st. Maybe you'll see me promoting the pod,
Dope.
doing what we do.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Awesome.
the 10th, we're in the Palace,
We'll be there.
Malice at the Palace.
I'm stoked.
Cal Palace.
Couldn't be more stoked. Get to see my girl Candice LeRae.
Get to see the world's cutest tag team. Yes.
Might
Oh,
the wall
God, those
again.
are like two of my favorite wrestlers. I'm
Get
so
to
excited.
Get to see some former world champions, Rey Mysterio, Jack Swagger.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be
great.
interesting.
Should be fun.
Moving
If
to
you
Guerrero.
Tuesday, I got a Tuesday's Halloween. Yeah. Tuesday, I got an article coming out with the SF Express magazine. It's an analysis of indie wrestling in the current era. Got some cool interviews in there with Carl Fredericks, a little bit of little Kirk White.
Really.
Some good interviews in there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the Bulletcast, only sports and recreational podcast that is simply just too sweet. We will obviously see you next time.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.